Greetings, Northlee. Lately I've been pondering, where do we go from here? We're a year and a half into a pandemic, and while things are supposed to be opening up and students will be returning to school this fall, there's still a sense that we aren't quite ready to return to business as usual. There are differing viewpoints about gathering for worship and other church activities. I think it's important for us to be considerate and patient with one another, to listen to each other's concerns and approach the conversation with a will to be compassionate and understanding. It's critical that we find a respectful common ground and in each situation negotiate our best practices. At all times since this pandemic started, Staff Council and the Reopening Circle have been consistent about putting safety first. Everyone has been supportive to that end, and I want to thank you all for that. Safety will remain our priority going forward as we take steps toward gathering in person. We have recently gathered a small group for filming a communion service, and we held a small outdoor jazz event with approximately 20 people present. Safety protocols were in place for both events, and it was just so wonderful to be together again. As we test out these gatherings, we notice what works and what doesn't, indoors and outdoors. We become aware of the various factors at play in any given situation: sound, temperature, lighting, ventilation, distancing. We notice how it feels being in each other's space, sometimes awkwardly managing each other's boundaries. I find myself thinking about what science tells me about masking here but not there, and then I notice my own comfort and resistance in different scenarios. There will be science and data, but there's also lived experience. How people are feeling is as important as what the science tells us. What's okay for one of us may not be okay for another. We are a living experiment, really, testing this and that here and there. As we test these small regathering attempts, we'll learn more and we'll apply what we learn. It may not be what we thought, and we may have to continue to work with limitations, but the good news is we're moving forward with hope and care. We're co-creating a new reality, and hopefully love and respect will continue to guide us. Let's continue to work together to find ways of being together. There's ministry to be lived, loving God, nurturing the Spirit, connecting with others, and serving the world. The Spirit is with us. It moves through the spaces between us and finds its way into our hearts through the warmth of our eyes, the tone of care and respect in our voices, and the thoughtful words we choose. It reveals itself in the will to be with each other and the desire to continue caring for others in the many ways we are able. The church is resilient and adaptive, and it is alive and well, thanks be to God.